Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing 10 everyday fall fragrances. This is sort of the kickoff to my fall fragrance content, so I will be following this up with date night, special occasion fall fragrances, affordable fall fragrances. If you have any requests, let me know down below. But if you're in the market for something kind of quick, easy, you don't really have to think too much about it, you can spritz it on every single day and get out the door, this is going to be the perfect list for you. And I am going to begin with a blind buy unboxing. I wasn't sure whether or not I should do a dedicated video, but I figured it sounded like a fall fragrance and it might be perfect for today's video. So this is the Apple Brandy by Kilian On the Rocks Eau de Parfum. I spotted this available at Sephora, I think it was last week, and I was just so tempted by the notes. It sounded so good, I scooped it up. I never tried the original apple brandy, so unfortunately I don't have a point of comparison, but we're gonna experience it together. I will unbox this and share my first impressions. I just pulled up the information on the Sephora site. So this is a fresh citrus and fruity fragrance. Keynotes include bergamot, pineapple, and cardamom. It says the fresh opening of apple brandy unfolds into the perfume's core, a distinctive apple brandy accord in which a crisp, fruity blend harmonizes with brandy, using notes of rum for the liqueur aspect, moss, and vanilla. The scent carries sophistication into the night with cedarwood and ambroxan. My only concern was that it might lean a bit masculine, but when I looked it up on Fragrantica, I couldn't really decipher any information from the comments from other people. If it's masculine, I'll just gift it to my husband, but it could be really good. I love the idea of something kind of crisp, apple, fresh, especially for fall. I just think of bobbing for apples, going to a harvest festival, that sort of thing. The fragrance juice kind of looks like apple juice. It's definitely a lot lighter than Angel Share. It doesn't have that strong caramel color. All right. Let's see. I'm excited. Oh, that's nice. I could see this being a unisex fragrance, definitely. Now, that being said, my personal preference is feminine. So I think I could see this on a man a little bit more than a woman, but it smells really good. And of course, that's just the initial spray. Oh, and it's already changing. When I first spritz it, I could pick up bergamot citrus, which you find in a lot of men's colognes, but it's already drying down. It's yummy, but I think this might be really good for a man. I think it's a yummy men's fragrance. Trying to picture it. Would I wear this? I think I might. But I would probably want to layer it with one of the fragrances that we're going to talk about today, and it's a good one. A fragrance that everybody should pick up because it's perfect for layering. I do pick up on a little apple. It's kind of like a crispy, fresh fall barrel of apples. Not really a cinnamon apple. It's not really like baked goods, dessert, sweet gourmand like Angel Share. And it does have some rum, but it's not really like a harsh rum. I pick up the cedar, the moss. It's really nice. It's certainly not too masculine. It's not so masculine that a woman couldn't wear it. It's just going to depend on your personal preferences. I do have 10 other fragrances to smell today, but I'm going to spray those directly on the blotter card. But I'm going to spray this on my arm because I want to see what it smells like on my skin by the end of the video. We'll do a little check-in. You know I have high hopes because I sprayed it all over both arms. I really like it. I think it could be a love. It's hard to tell on paper. You gotta try it on the skin. So that's what we're gonna do. Along with Apple Brandy, I was also really excited to see the new Parfum de Marly Oriana, and mine is on the way, and I believe it's going to arrive. There was a delay, I think Sunday, unfortunately. I was hoping to have my review up by the weekend, but it will probably be first thing next week. The first fragrance on the list is Skin from Clean Reserve, and this is a Clean at Sephora brand, and it's called Skin because it does sit a little bit closer to the skin. So it's light, making it perfect for every day, but it's not so light that it just disappears on you. It's a creamy vanilla gourmand, and it is so perfect for fall winter because it kind of smells like wrapping yourself in a cashmere scarf. It has fresh musk, Madagascar vanilla, and salted praline, so it is a little bit sweet, but it's not sickeningly sweet. This travel spray was gifted to me from the brand for a Sephora Squad wellness event, but I would absolutely invest in the full size. I'll probably wait until I go through this and maybe a few other smaller bottles, but it is full bottle worthy. It's just light, fresh, a little bit sweet. It's a gourmand fragrance, but it's not what you typically think of when you think of gourmand. It's really not a sensual date night perfume. This was made for fall mornings. I can just picture it stepping outside. It's that first taste of fall when the leaves are starting to change and it's a bit crispy outside. Maybe you finally grab that layering piece as you head out the door. This would be the perfect fragrance to just work into your everyday routine. It's so smooth, almost like suede. I could see this being the perfect office fragrance. You could really wear this anywhere, and because it does sit a little bit closer to the skin, you know you smell good if you do get close enough to somebody, but it's not obnoxious. It's not a spice bomb. You can go anywhere wearing this fragrance. You could even just drop this in your purse and use it to touch up throughout the day. Just an easy breezy, throw it on, spritz all over the place, spray with abandon, and get out the door type of perfume. If you're not quite ready to give up your fresh, citrusy, summery fragrances, then this next perfume is definitely for you. This is the new launch from Floral Street. It's called Sunflower Pop. You can see it is in this bright yellow bottle, and this is a collaboration between Floral Street and the Van Gogh Museum. The scent type is fresh citrus and fruits. Keynotes include bergamot, a Bellini accord, and raw honey. The initial burst of this perfume is so zesty, so energizing and invigorating. You get so much citrus that you might not really equate this fragrance with fall winter. Yeah, I get so much bergamot, Bellini. There's a little sweetness to it. It's really nice. I don't typically love fresh citrus fragrances, but I love the way this smells in the beginning. But when it dries down, it's just very nice. I don't know if maybe it's the honey. It just becomes very smooth, a little bit sweet. Just the perfect fresh, fruity fragrance. I can absolutely see wearing this on a daily basis. And if you still live in a hot climate, if you're not quite ready for those deeper, moodier fragrances of fall winter, I think this is a really nice transitional scent. If you typically wear floral fragrances on a daily basis, but you're looking to swap out those light, airy spring-summer florals for something with a bit more depth for fall-winter, I think you will really love this new Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia Eau de Parfum. It has a bit more weight to it. I don't think this is necessarily an evening special occasion fragrance, although it could be, but I do think it's kind of perfect in the fall-winter months for somebody who likes a warm, sensual floral perfume. It's a fruity floral. Keynotes include pear, white gardenia, and brown sugar. I absolutely love this bottle. I think it is so beautiful. This is what drew me in to make the purchase. And then on the back, it says bouquet, white gardenia, jasmine, and pear blossom. I had a bit of a love-hate relationship with the Eau de Toilette version of Gorgeous Gardenia. I love gardenia traditionally, but there was something about it the last time I smelled it that was maybe a little bit artificial. I felt like it was maybe a little bit too sweet. It just wasn't right for me. But this is very different. It is really delicious. There's a warmth to it. So it's floral, and it's a little bit fruity because it has the pear, but it's warm and cozy. This feels like a hug. I smell a lot of vanilla and almost a candied gardenia, if that's possible. Just a beautiful combination. Depending on your personal preference, I think this could be a date night fragrance, an evening perfume, because it has that warmth and sensuality. But I also think it's just a really lovely, everyday floral perfume. Next on my list is Another 13 from Le Labo, and I am so disappointed in myself that it took me so long to seek out this fragrance because I have been recommended this for years, and it was just a couple weeks ago I finally visited a counter and I was sniffing around, and this was just love at first sniff. But it is incredibly light, something worth mentioning. In all of the reviews I read online, people said that they felt they were nose blind to it. They had to maybe step out of the boutique whenever they were sniffing around. But the more you smell it, the more you pick up on it. And I don't mind that it's a bit lighter because I do think this is kind of that perfect skin scent, everyday fragrance. You can kind of wear it anytime, any place, it's always appropriate. But because there are some woody notes in there, I do think it is really nice for fall, winter. Key notes include ambroxan, jasmine petals, musk, moss, and woody ambery notes. It's a terrible value, but I went with the smallest bottle they carried. That way I could ensure that none of it would go to waste. Oh, but it's so nice. To me, this reminds me so much of the beach, and it does remind me a lot of the One Hotel lobby down on South Beach. It's one of the best hotels if you ever visit Miami. It just hits you in the face the moment you walk in. It smells so good. So it reminds me of that, but it also has kind of this fresh sea salt laying on the beach type of scent. And it's not really tropical, but it's oceanic, maybe is the best way to describe it. Like salt water straight from the sea, but not in a beachy tropical kind of way. It's just nice. I would absolutely buy a body wash, body lotion, a candle, a reed diffuser. Clean and fresh, but not in a masculine eau de cologne type of way. Although if you wanted to wear this to the gym, I think you could. To the office, absolutely. Running errands, just anytime you want to smell really good. Easily one of my favorite Le Labo fragrances, and I think in my last unboxing video I had mentioned that I was going to place an order for the Vini 44. I did. It arrived. In fact, I'll grab it. Here it is, Vini 44 from Le Labo. This is one of the city exclusive fragrances, $12 for this little sample. But boy, am I glad I ordered the sample instead of just blind buying online. All of the city exclusives are available for the month of September everywhere. The counters, you can order it online, but then once September ends, you'll only be able to purchase each city in the city. So if you are interested in picking any of them up, definitely do so before the month ends. Vanilla 44 is for Paris, so you can always purchase this in Paris. Not what I expected at all. I had such high hopes and high expectations because I do have a friend who loves this fragrance, and she built it up saying it was amazing, and I purchased this thinking it would be a delicious vanilla fragrance, and I really don't get a lot of vanilla at all. This was an instant pass for me. I sprayed it and I thought, no, this is not at all what I want. I love vanilla, but there's no vanilla. It's like a vanilla that is trying to be taken too seriously. It doesn't have any of the qualities that people love about vanilla. It's not really warm, cozy. There's no creaminess. It doesn't have that yummy vanilla scent. It's as if they took out all of the goodness of the vanilla and they just squeezed what was left of like the dry, brittle vanilla pod. Just no flavor, no personality, no life in it whatsoever, and the city exclusives are incredibly expensive. So I'm glad I was able to try it. That way I'll know for sure and I'm not left wondering if it would be the best thing ever and I was just missing out. I think Another 13 is so much better than the Vini 44, unfortunately. In my hunt to find the best vanilla fragrances on the market, I did uncover this hidden gem at Sephora. This is Vanilla Woods from the 7 Virtues. I was in store maybe a month and a half ago and I was just sniffing around, smelling all of the vanillas, and I fell in love with this. Love at first sniff. Sprayed it on my arm, and when I got home that night, it was obvious. It was so clear and obvious that I needed to purchase this fragrance. It is so delicious. One of the best vanillas I have ever tried. And I haven't really heard a lot about this brand, but when I looked it up, I saw all these incredible reviews, so I think the secret might be out actually. Not only is it a clean at Sephora brand, it's very affordable. The 1.7 fluid ounce bottle retails for $85. It's vegan, hypoallergenic, it's cruelty-free, it's a warm and spicy fragrance with keynotes of pear, rose, vanilla, caramel, and warm amber. Now this is vanilla done right. It almost reminds me a little bit of Roses Vini from Mancera. I get a little pear, a little rose, but mostly pretty straightforward vanilla. It's a little bit sweet, but it's not too sweet. It smells delicious, with just enough warmth that I think it makes it really nice for fall, winter. But this is just beautiful. And of all of the fragrances on the list today, I think this is incredible for layering. You could layer this with absolutely anything. If there's any fragrance that you really like, but you just wish it had a touch of vanilla, a spritz of vanilla woods on top, and you're there. Perfection. The combinations are truly endless, so if you love vanilla, I highly recommend adding this to your fragrance wardrobe because it immediately expands everything you already have. And a lot of the fragrances for fall, winter, especially gourmands, the warm and cozy fragrances, a lot of them have a vanilla note, but if it's something that you'd like to emphasize or really oomph, this would be perfect. Just a spritz on top, that's all you need. The other fragrance I tried was Santal Vanilla, which is also really beautiful. I like Santal, but it was a bit spicier. Reminded me of something that you would get from Tom Ford. Really nice, but a bit more of a woody vanilla. I think that one leans a bit more masculine, whereas this one leans a little bit more feminine. But if you like a more serious vanilla, I would check that one out. Just blown away by the entire line, actually. Really impressed. Now I'm going to turn you on to the best combination to layer with vanilla woods. Of course, everybody knows Replica by the Fireplace. I think this is that quintessential fall fragrance. As soon as Starbucks launches their pumpkin spice latte, everybody pulls out by the Fireplace. It's beautiful, it's kind of smoky, very nostalgic. It just reminds you of camping, childhood, being outdoors, a cabin. This is fall in a bottle, and I do think it is 10 times better than autumn vibes. Every time I smell that fragrance in store, I want to love it, but I just don't. It really doesn't move the needle for me, not like by the Fireplace. Kind of smells like wood chips mixed with potpourri. It's nice, but it's an easy pass, especially because I have so many fragrances that I just personally prefer. But if you own By the Fireplace, or if you love this fragrance, this is delicious, the best combination. And you might think to yourself, that's going to be too heavy for daytime, but it's not. It's a power fragrance, but it's not so heavy. I don't think it's so spicy and moody that it has to be worn evenings. In fact, it's not something that I would wear for a date night, but for a fall, winter, daytime, it's everything, because By the Fireplace is a little bit smoky. It has the clove oil, chestnut accord. It does have vanilla in the base, but it truly smells like a crackling fire. The same way your hair smells after you've gone camping, that's how By the Fireplace smells. By adding vanilla woods, it amplifies the vanilla, so it adds that sweetness, that creaminess, and I think it really mellows out the fragrance. Definitely takes it from unisex to being more feminine, which I prefer. And the combination of the two creates a scent that I haven't found anywhere else. It's not like you could replicate these two by just purchasing a different fragrance. There's something about this combination that just makes my mouth water. So I typically go in with 2 spritzes of this and then 1 of the vanilla woods on top. Or depending on how much fragrance you want to spray, you could do 2 and 2. If you prefer vanilla, but you just want kind of a hint of By the Fireplace, you could do 2 and 1. Next we have MCM Eau de Parfum. I think this might be one of the most underrated fragrance launches of 2021 because I really haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, and it's really nice. Now this is very faint. It goes on. It's my one complaint about the fragrance is that it is so light. But even being as light as it is, I decided to hold on to it because the scent is really good. I only wish it was a bit more intense, but who knows? Maybe they'll come out with an intense version. They need to, or they need to switch it up. Just give me more. I love the fragrance. I want to smell it on me. It's categorized as woody aromatic. To me, it smells very fresh. It has top notes of raspberry and apricot. Middle notes are white peony, jasmine absolute, and violet leaf. Base notes are white moss, vanilla, ambrox, and sandalwood. Comes in the MCM backpack, which I think is really cute. It's a very fun bottle. Oh, it's so good. I smell crisp berries whenever I smell this. And I really like raspberry in fragrance. Musk, berries. It's very airy and light. As long as you don't mind a light fragrance, I don't think you will be disappointed with this. It was a blind buy, and I'm so happy I just went for it because I don't think I would have discovered this randomly had I not been searching for new fragrances. I don't think anybody would have told me about this, but I'm so happy I have it in my collection. I love wearing it. I love smelling it on myself. It smells so clean and fresh, a hint of berries, and just effortless, chic. I picture jeans and a t-shirt with a really cool jacket, like maybe a cropped moto jacket, that type of look. I can see the whole outfit. It's a very stylish fragrance. The last 3 fragrances I have here to talk about are a bit spicier, but they're light enough that they could be worn every single day. And I don't think you would have a problem or get sick of them. I love them. This one is a classic. This is Chloe Nomad, and I have the Absolu de Parfum, but all of the interpretations are really nice. It's a bit spicy, a bit zesty. These fragrances smell very energetic, very adventurous. Could be worn in the evenings, but I think they're just as beautiful daytime. It's a bit earthy and woody with keynotes of Divana, cherry plum, and oak moss. This has been one of my favorites for years. I tried to incorporate as many new fragrances as possible, but there are some classics that are just undeniable, and I generally wait until fall winter to wear this fragrance. So I had to include it on the list. And it's so nice. It's a bit spicy, but it's not an heavy-duty spicy. It's not really heavy, moody. It's not too earthy. Maybe it's the spiciness from the fragrance. It gives it sort of an exotic, not from here, from some other land type of vibe. But I definitely get the sense of adventure, wanderlust. Next is one of my favorites from Penhaligon's. This is Changing Constants. During my first visit to a Penhaligon's counter, I was sniffing around and this fragrance just blew me away. It is so unique. It is very different from anything else I've ever smelled. And it is a bit gourmand, however, it's very light. I think it works perfectly for everyday use. And it's warm and sensual and a little bit spicy. This is fall winter in a bottle, for sure. A lot of people have drawn comparisons between Changing Constants and Minuit et Demi. I own them both. Minuit et Demi is definitely more of an evening fragrance. It packs a punch. It's very bold. You get a lot of the tobacco and coffee, and it's just really rich. It's almost like Changing Constants on steroids. So if you love Minuit et Demi, I think you will really like this. But you might prefer Minuit et Demi depending on what sort of projection and strength you're looking for. Keynotes include cardamom, pimento, salted butter, caramel, tobacco accord, vanilla, and cashmeran. I smell this and I think to myself, the holidays are coming. They're right around the corner. I need to go holiday shopping. Last but not least, Amber Nuit from Christian Dior, and this is part of their Privé collection. One of my favorites from that line, and it is a little bit spicy, very much a warm amber fragrance, but it is light. It is light enough to be worn every single day. It's one of the best amber fragrances I have ever smelled. Amber is one of those notes that I love. I know in my heart I love amber, but sometimes it gives me such a bad headache, and I smell a fragrance and I just know that within an hour or two, I'm going to regret spraying it on. So I was really happy when I discovered Amber Nuit because it gives you amber, but it's not so heavy. It's described as the encounter between two extremes, the fierceness of amber notes with the delicateness and sophistication of Turkish rose. I don't really pick up rose at all when I smell Amber Nuit. All I get is the amber and some spicy notes in there. It's really perfect anytime, any place, any occasion. One of those really versatile fragrances. It is perfect on its own, but now that I'm smelling it and I added the vanilla woods to my collection, I think this would combine really nicely with the vanilla woods. There aren't a lot of fragrances that wouldn't smell really nice with vanilla woods, but I think that would be a really nice combination. And that completes my list for the day. I know I've been sitting here spraying tons of fragrances around this room. I like to wrap myself in a blanket, and this blanket always smells so good after I film a fragrance video. But I do want to revisit my arm, the apple brandy. I've been taking little breaks and sniffing and doing sniff tests and checks. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be, and it is completely different on the skin than it was on the blotter. Kind of been a love-hate journey. At first I really liked it, and then it dried down and it wasn't really right for me, but now I like it again. But I've lost the apple. I really picked up on that rum note later on. I almost wish it smelled a bit more like apple. I don't think I like it as much as Angel Share if I have to compare the two, but it is really pretty. I'm going to keep wearing it. I'm going to wear it tomorrow so I have a fresh day where I'm not spritzing on a bunch of other fragrances, and I will keep you guys posted. I'll pin a comment and I will update you guys with my thoughts on that fragrance. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be down below in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.